This year, I'm officially starting some different seeds, and mostly because I found them while I was scrolling. They weren't intended to be purchased. Not to mention, I bought a whole bunch of seeds and I completely forgotten what I've bought at this point. So we're going to just unbox some uncut unboxing of a West Coast seeds order I placed in January at some time. I'm slightly concerned that there are seeds in here that I should have started already. So we're about to find out without me flashing my address everywhere. Ideally. I got some pole beans. They're called Golden Gate. Don't know why I bought these. They say they're fancy, but they just look like bush beans to me. I don't know. They seem very simple. Weird. Is 10 inches long and 1 inch wide considered big? Large? XXL? I don't think so. I feel like these are regular size. Your average pole bean, girth and length, if you will. Okay, these ones, Pro Cut Reds. This is the second year in a row I purchased these. I freaking love them. They're very, very beautiful plants. I actually sow these direct. I don't start them indoors. 10 out of 10. Absolutely love these guys. I got them last year from West Coast, and so this year I also got them from West Coast. So those ones I'm excited for. These guys need to be started kind of around the same time I'm going to start my tomatoes, but to me, they just look weird. They're called paper moons. I don't know. Can you go wrong with that? I feel like you can't go wrong with that. Very unique flowers. I like weird stuff like this though, so I feel like it's just my vibe. Like these, there's allium flowers, perennial flowers. My absolute favorite, hands down. They're like these beautiful, well, they come in different colors, but the ones I have are purple. And these kind of look like those, but slightly different. These are meant also for cut. Are they cut flowers? Yeah. Small pale blue flowers with unique dried cut flower bouquets. So you can dry these too. That's a bonus. Last year, if you're new to this channel, you probably don't know this, but last year I went absolutely crazy on like cut flowers and bouquets and stuff like that. And it turned out well. This is a repeat one as well. Queenie Lime, Zinnia. These guys I've done 2 years now, maybe 3. And they are as vibrant as they appear to be on the package. So zinnias you can't go wrong with. I planted a million types of zinnias. I wouldn't be shocked if there's more zinnias in here. Like I said, I can't remember to save my life. But these were definitely some of my favorites. Actually, they're one of my, I know for a fact, my favorite marigolds in here too. These ones are new. I didn't get these last year. There's a 50-50. I'm going to like these. I got 2 packets of these paper moons. What have I done? That's going to be a lot of weird looking flowers in my garden. You know what? That's okay. I can accept that. Scabioia, paper moons for everybody, I guess. Yeah, so these are Sunburst Green Burst DMR sunflowers. So the reason I'm going to say these are going to be hit or miss because these scraggly kind of petals can go one of 2 ways. Way 1 is they look cool. Way number 2 is that it's just going to look like a really sick flower. And then I'm going to get lots of comments on my videos about all my sick flowers in the background. I don't know how this one's going to turn out. I'm going to give it a shot though, and then we'll see. I am not only a zinnia junkie, I'm a major sunflower junkie as well. And so those 2 will not be the end of my sunflower journey. I buy every sunflower possible, will have to say, because I think they're just so neat. This one actually I got, I don't know, I feel like this one is their new poppy variety, but these are called giganthemums. They have huge flowers. I know, shocker by the name. Baseball size. Wow. Chock full of edible poppy seeds for baking. You know, I didn't know they were baseball size, but I'll take it. Enormous seed heads. I'm not good at that eye motion. Cool. Fun fact about these is you direct sow them. They don't transplant well, so those will be direct sown outdoors in the front probably. That's the only place they have sun and heat. To be completely honest, this is my favorite. These are my absolute favorite marigolds. They turned out so pretty. Yeah. So these are called a strawberry blonde. Strawberry blonde marigolds. I like second guess that because I was like, yeah, gingers don't get named after many things that are beautiful, and in this case, we are. So, um, although our strawberry blondes, true gingers, I'm gonna vote them in. Maybe it's up for debate for some people, but I feel like they get tortured just as much as your regular ginger does. I digress. So yeah, this one has yellow, coral, and rose. So you can see the reds, the corals, and the yellows. And these actually come out, the contrast or the color you end up with comes out based on the temperature that this plant is exposed to. So if you plant some out a little bit earlier, you'll get like a lighter color. If you plant some outdoors later and you keep them in a warm greenhouse for longer, you end up with darker red flowers. You put them in a shadier spot, a bright sunny spot, all that. They all come out different. So basically, you can change the color profile you end up with just a single set of seeds. 10 out of 10, absolutely adore. This one is also kind of boring. Chamomile. Let's take a wild guess what I use these for. Tea. Surprise. I know. It just blows my mind some days too, that you should just make your own tea at home. Okay, these guys. I got the mini mics. Not the magic mics, but the mini mics. But you know what? They probably can satisfy me as much as mini mic can. As much as magic mic can. That's what I meant to say. But mini mic is, as you guessed, it's basically like a sugar baby melon. I'm trying something different because I can. So these are high yielding and they're 82 days. So yeah, basically these guys, they need somewhere between 8 to 10 weeks of really high heat and they like warm soil. So your options are with any sort of melon in a cold climate is either A, you're going to put them in a container in a sunny spot, and then you're just going to make sure they're always in a sunny spot inside the container, and that container is exposed to some heat. Option number 2, if you don't have a container going in ground, would be to use like a black plastic mulch or something to that effect, because the idea there then is that the soil will be heated via that plastic mulch. So that's what I'm going to do with these guys. I'm not going to say buy them because I don't know if they're going to work yet. Melons are one of those, you gotta give them a shot first before you recommend them because they all have different abilities, to say the least. I'm gonna give you a wild guess as to which tomatoes these are. If you've been on this channel for any period of time, you know these are the pink brownie wine tomatoes. I don't know what else to say to you other than get them. That's all I have to say to you. Look at that flesh. That's a beautiful amount of fleshiness in there. Yeah, each fruit can weigh up to 1 pound. Let me tell you, it is no problem to make a 1 pound version of this. It's an heirloom Amish strain grown in Pennsylvania since 1980s. Productive plant matures later in the season. It does mature later in the season. Sometimes you have to top them, but you know what? I've never had an issue with them. The only thing I will say is they like warm temps. So if they don't have a warmer summer, they produce a little bit less than what they normally would. So last summer was not the best. Okay, these ones I got because I bought these one year and then I didn't get them last year, but the year I did get them, my dad really liked them. And that's the pink Berkeley tie-dyes. So it's another beefsteak. They're relatively large. It's a beefsteak sized tomato, but the flavor in them is a little bit different, a little bit unique. And my dad in particular really liked these so he's not crazy. He has a refined palate, apparently, because they're early organic beefsteak boost complex flavor that is both rich and sweet. So there you go. I guess he's not. I can sometimes tell a difference, but when you eat so many tomatoes, because you got so many tomatoes, you're kind of like, yeah, they kind of all taste the same. But he specifically said these ones are delicious. So I need to grow more of these. I didn't grow any last year because I didn't get any seeds for those guys. So those guys are up. Anyway, these ones are new to their lineup. They're mini pumpkins. They're not very big. They're gourds, technically. Squash. Sweet dumpling type squash. 1 to 2 pound fruit develops. It's an AAS winner. Not ASS winner, but an AAS winner. Yeah, I've always sown these direct, but it says to start them indoors 3 to 4 weeks earlier. I'd probably just sow them direct outdoors. If you're going to start them indoors earlier, put them in a peat pot. That's the important part, or something that decomposes. Okay, so these ones I'm going with because Did I choose them because I just look different? Feel like that's how I choose my friends, my stylistic choice of clothing, how I chose my hair color in the womb, accented cream colored streaks. I think I just bought these because they look different. Yep. I don't see any other reason for why. Yeah. Autumn gold, butternut squash that has white stripes on it. That's all I got. It's the only reason why. Why did I buy so many squash? I don't even like squash. What have I done? That's the last one. That's the last one. Oh, this is neat. Okay, this is a patty pan. So patty pans, there's a bunch of different kinds of these. Someone actually sent me some yellow patty pans years ago in the mail. And these are green lightning patty pan squash. For those of you who don't know what a patty pan is, it is a zucchini that looks like it's been flattened into a disc. Why did I buy these? Because they're patty pans. They're good. They're tasty. And these ones look different. They're not yellow. It's a very simple mind. Very simple mind. Chicory. Radicchio. Why did I buy this? I bought it because I bought it. Harvest from grown late fall to early winter, harvest plants from blah, 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 seeds develop not long. Don't be surprised by their green color into the fall. Extremely cold, hardy, 100 days. Why? Why did I get this? Why didn't I look at that? 100 days. Okay, well, good news is they apparently can get hit with a serious amount of frost, according to this. And then you just peel away the outer the outer frost damaged, what would be mushy leaves, and to reveal a crisp interior that should be fine. It literally says should be fine. So that's fun. I'm not going to recommend to buy these because I don't know if it's going to work. Monterosso Chicory Radicchio. I did buy it because I know I wanted Radicchio to try it because apparently it's quite good. Sounds like something I would enjoy eating. But why I bought a variety that's 100 days to harvest, your guess is as good. Fever dream. I wish I could say I drank excessively and that was just this is just a drunken purchase. Completely stone cold sober. And I don't stay up late either. So it's probably at 7 o'clock while drinking tea. I'm a rebel and I'm wild. This is another one of those ones that I just did because I can, I guess. I don't know. Candy cane pepper that retains its stripes when mature. Tasty mini bells are unique flavor. Fun stripes change from light to medium, dark green, red, and chocolate. 72 days. So that's actually shorter than most tomatoes. So that whenever it comes to peppers, particularly when we're talking sweet bell peppers, go for the shortest number days to harvest because you're most guaranteed to end up with a harvest if you go with these. Now, these guys say 5 to 8 weeks before last frost. So start in early March. So these would actually be started technically later than a tomato. I'm going to start them at the same time as my tomato to really give them a good head start. But yeah, they're cool looking. They have a really short days to harvest. I can guarantee you I bought these because they have short days to harvest. But I also probably bought them because of the look. I like that stripiness look. So these guys, this is the loofah that I grew last year. That worked, by the way, very well. I did a whole video on it. These are 55 days to harvest, and they're called the loofah emerald. This is the only loofah I've ever been able to find that's able to have short days to harvest. So yeah, I did start mine 3 to 4 weeks earlier. So I think I started mine at the beginning of May in containers, but they were peat containers. And then I kept them in the greenhouse for as long as possible. And then I moved them outside in a container outdoors. I probably didn't have to do that. I probably could have just sowed them direct, or I could have planted them directly in the garden. But they did really good. I got 2 loofahs off of it. And that was after this plant was hit with a massive windstorm followed by a hailstorm. And there was not much plant left of this thing. So the fact that it even produced 2 loofahs is shocking to me. But this is definitely one I am going to do again. Yeah. I bought the package of seeds. I did save some seeds, but I'm a little bit worried that they're not mature enough because I wasn't able to leave the loofah out long enough for it to really dry out officially. So I have a slight concern that the seeds aren't, 100% ready to go. So I did buy a pack because I didn't want to miss a year, if you will. So that is why I have those. These are just homemade pickled cucumbers. I mean, that's pretty obvious. And then I'm doing these again, mostly because I get lots of questions about it, partially because they're very unique looking plants. So from a filming perspective, they're going to look cool. Thirdly, because these are apparently mature earlier than most others, and they're Fusarium and black rot resistant. So Brussels sprouts. So if you didn't know, you can grow Brussels sprouts, but there are some things you need to keep in mind. They need to be started quite early indoors. I will start these around the same time as my tomatoes. This one is actually saying to transplant it midsummer. So did I just get a 2025? But it was 2026 package. So yeah, it's saying to start them midsummer for a harvest around fall, but I'll start them in the spring and then harvest them midsummer. The key is just to keep them cooler, obviously, which won't be a problem here. It's quite cool, actually, but where we are. Any users, that's kind of all I got, apparently, from them. I'm going to probably put in another seed order, and I'll do an unboxing for that if you guys really want. But this won't be everything I get. This is just the first round, if you will. There wasn't a lot of tomatoes in there. There was 2 tomatoes. Yeah. Oh, well. Let me know in the comments down below what seeds you've officially collected. If you're collecting any, and maybe you're collecting none. Maybe you've saved all your seeds and you're just way better at gardening than I am, which is entirely possible. It's not very hard to do. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys next later. I will call you. I'm not going to call you. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.